Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our live coverage of the AFCON 2023-2024. That's how we see it. And on the show today, I have with me my main man and my main mentor, and Abuja and Middlesbrough alias sport journalist, Osita Dima Ugo. We call him Osi Ugo, the man with just one name, and I'm very happy to have you on the show, Osi. Good afternoon.
Philip Nugo, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long time coming between the both of us in terms of sports, and I'm happy we are getting it jiggy with this year's edition. This is what started gradually uh, prior to the 2021 AFCON, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm happy Alpha is blossoming. Now, this is the second edition, and I'm so happy that I'm part of the pie this time around also. To God be the glory.
Yeah, okay. Good to have you once again on the show. And
Thank you.
like I said, I was I have for everybody that comes to this show, I have a bonus segment for that person. And the reason why I have that bonus segment is being a Nigerian. I know this group doesn't have Nigeria, but being a Nigerian, I will always give a floor towards the end of the show for us to talk about the Super Eagles and their chances with respect to this year's AFCON. Quickly, let's go into Group E, where you have Tunisia, Mali, South Africa, and Namibia. Let's look at the Tunisians first of all. You remember what comes into your mind as Nigeria was the last year's AFCON when they beat us out after having an impressive three out of three win for the Nigerian Super Eagles. The Tunisians beat the Nigerians in the round of 16, and everything was for the Nigerians, all was just history at that time. Looking at this Tunisian side, knowing fully well that in the last AFCON they were depleted due to COVID and other issues, do you think they can go one step further? Knowing also fully well that the last time they won this AFCON was in 2004. How do you rate them and how do you see them going to this AFCON?
Well, one can't forget easily how the Tunisians ended the party for us in a tournament where we actually were ranked the best team at the group stage. Then when we got to the second round, the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia fought against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and the Carthage Eagles took it in a game that most of us still cry about. I still blame two players for that game, Olaino and goalkeeper Marco Okoye. I blame Olaino because he did not thwart the imminent danger that particular goal scorer posed at the beginning. Rather, it was a little bit nonchalant about doing a job as a defender. And what does the job of a defender implies? Like the word defender, you defend your 18 yard. You didn't curtail that onslaught from the Tunisian player, and also a cheeky ball like that from outside of the 18-yard box. I would have expected Marco Koye to do better. Well, that is beside the actual question you asked me. I think the Tunisians, according to record, the North Africans have not been that superlative since 2010 when it comes to sub-Saharan Africa, the down part of Africa, in terms of winning the tournament. And I think the last time they won it was in 2010. Any North African team won it was in 2010, if my memory serves me better. Other times it has been up above, above the equator. So look, we saw how they also tried talking about Egypt trying to take it away from Senegal, but it didn't work, and that was how Senegal
I
golden
think the North
generation.
Africans, the last time the North Africans won it was in 2019 Algeria.
No, no, I mean where in Nigeria? Where did it take place?
In Egypt, 2019 Egypt.
That's
I
why I'm
think
saying that down the equator, down south, sub-Saharan
yeah,
Africa. Yeah,
yeah.
so I don't know if it's the weather that is affecting them. I can't tell. I don't
Okay,
know
okay.
if
You
you
mean
read that.
when when it is hosted in the sub-Saharan Africa, they've not been able to win it. I agree with you.
Yeah, so I don't know if that will also play another factor for them because it's still being aired within sub-Saharan Africa and Cote d'Ivoire hosting it this time around. So if I should go by that record, I don't think, I don't think the Egyptians are going to win this. Sorry, the Tunisians rather are going to win this. They might have a very good side. Don't forget that the North Africans are a very good side when it comes to playing football. When it comes to organization of football, they have the wherewithal. They have the best clubs. They have the best facilities. Unlike we, the Africans, whom don't have uh, unlike we, the West Africans, who don't have the right facilities, the right management, and the right set of tools to do our job properly.
Okay, when you look at the Tunisian side, I think for me, uh, I look at the squad that was released by the Tunisian head coach. I just see it. I see a team that is, would I say, a team that is really ready for the AFCON or what? But I just see a team comparing them to to Morocco, the squad of Morocco, which you all know the usual suspects in Morocco, Egypt, and Algeria. I think they are one of the weakest coming to this tournament.
Hmm,
Coming to this tournament, if you look at their squad, they are one of the weakest. They don't really have big names, but big names don't win matches. What
hmm,
matters most is the organization. And so as well that the likes of Morocco and Egypt and Algeria, they are well organized. They don't really have top players also playing out there in Europe. In Europe, most of them, I think the highest you can get is playing in Lorient, France, and you have one or two playing in Spain as well, and
hmm,
in England, second division. So
hmm.
I I look at the team and I said, what can the Tunisian manager or coach rather do to at least enhance something else from these players so that they can go a step further, knowing that the last time they came into the AFCON, the squad was ravished by COVID. The squad also didn't really have much more, but they did their best to qualify for the round of 16. They were knocked out in the
They
quarterfinals.
got to the quarterfinals, but
Yes,
lost to lost to
yeah.
Burkina Faso.
So look at the squad very well, and
Sorry.
I'm going.
They didn't get to quarterfinals. They were on their way to the quarterfinals after defeating us, but lost to Burkina Faso. I remember now because we were
Yes,
so
yes,
happy that
okay,
they lost to Burkina Faso, a fellow West African side.
okay. Yeah, so can this Tunisian side go a step further?
Well, I like using history to judge whatever I'm going to judge. The last time they won this tournament was in 2004, which you've made reference to, and ever since then, their best outing was a semi-final outing. Their best recent outing was a semi-final
Yes,
outing in 2019, which they couldn't win. We actually defeated them. Nigeria defeated them to send them to a third place match. Sorry, Nigeria
yes,
defeated them in the third place rather in the at the 2019 edition in Egypt. So meaning they took fourth, meaning they took fourth at that competition, being the best outing so far since 2004 that they won. The other time they have been sent packing at the group stages. So it's something that I'm not too bothered about them. And like you said, in that particular group, apart from Namibia being a country that is not too powerful or known, that's not a football household, they
yeah,
are ranked lowest in that particular by bookmakers. They are ranked lowest.
the lowest, yeah.
Yeah, because
Uh,
a country like Mali still has better chances. A country like South Africa still has better chances than them on paper. I must say this on
yeah,
paper.
I think I agree with you on paper. They should have better chances. Okay, moving on from Tunisia, let's go. let's go to Mali. We all know that Mali is a very strong side and one of the powerhouse of West Africa. Though they've not won the Nations Cup, um, but they are one of the powerhouse of the of the West African football or African football as well. You know that they parade strong players, players that are very that can do well on the ball. They can pass the ball. They have the strength. They have the physique. How do you rate their chances as well?
Yeah, like you just said too, Mali has not been that. They flatter to deceive the Nations Cup. Mali is a team that has got so much potential. I see Mali as another Super Eagles in the western part of Africa. I see them, and incidentally, I think
The Super Eagles
they
have
are
been
both Eagles.
they are now a yardstick to
Yeah,
look at other
they are,
teams in terms
I
of
think they are both
performance.
Eagles. We refer to them
Yes,
as
yes,
Eagles, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know what is wrong with these Eagles then.
They are not they ain't flying anymore.
They ain't flying. They're now
They ain't flying
chickens.
anymore.
So gone were the days whereby some big names in the Mali team. Mali used to
Yeah.
be a formidable team that gives you a run for your money in terms of West African football. But what can we say about their current players now? Because the football there also is not up to getting to the standard that we are expecting, and it's something that they might also have to look into it. They might have maybe plethora of players in the French league, maybe one or two players in the English Premier League, but
Yeah, but
individually,
most of their players are coming in from Germany. I'm so surprised. And
yeah, I
Germany
think
and
there's one in
Switzerland.
Bundesliga. If in sorry, with in Bayern
I
Leverkusen.
think yeah, they have two players in the Premier League. Bukayo Traore.
Yeah,
This
Dukole.
then they have Bosuma for Tottenham. They have
Yeah,
Musa
yeah,
Diarra.
Bisuma.
Yeah, so these are the top players that they have, and they have Amadou Haidara. I think one of the players I rated high, one of the midfielders I rated high in the last Nations Cup. I think, but really failed to perform. They have Adama Nosu Traore also from Hull City in the midfield. I think their midfield is well star-studded. They also have a certain Koulibaly, Lassana Koulibaly from Salatiana. I think this team is very very strong, going by the caliber of players that they have coming into this tournament. It's very very strong. But the whole issue is that not having a strong team. It's also how can you bring in these players to form a better team, to form a team that can play really good football. The clubs that they are coming from are good clubs. For instance, RB Salzburg. You have Auxerre, some players play for Auxerre. Lorient. You have a lot of them, a lot of good players coming in. Even they even have a player in Spain, as far as Spain and in Portugal as well. Um, Seco Inkiate plays for Braga in Portugal. So look at these players and look at how can the coach really harness these players and ensure that they have a wonderful tournament. Um,
Is is it boiled down?
going yes, going with what you have said. If if the coach can't really do his best, can't really put in one or two in this tournament, I just think that it will be. I think he will be signing. He will be signing his warrant of how would I put it, of being sacked at the end of the tournament. So what's your
Yeah,
take?
and again, they are going to the tournament with a local coach.
You can imagine.
Yeah, they're going to tournament with a local coach, Eric Sekuchile. So, but that is not my worry right now. Like I said, look at the squad now. I'm looking at the Malian squad and I'm seeing an array of talented players littered across Europe.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you see a player like Busuma, you tell yourself, man, the Malians they are lucky having such a player in that team.
yeah,
You want to say, yeah, at the end of the day, these guys are going to do better these guys are going to, go far in the tournament. But how does big names translate in football? Does it in any way, does it have a way of, impacting on the teams positively? That is a big question here. Uh, their what is it called now? The attackers. Uh,
Yeah,
don't get it confused. There is another Adama Traore there. Is not the one we know with
yeah.
Wolves.
No, it's not the one we know. It's
Yeah,
not the one we know.
yeah. Mali is a land of Adamas and Traores. In
Yeah,
fact, that
exactly.
that particular area of West Africa is littered with the Adamas and the likes. So, and even some of these names that we're saying, the Diakates, the Koulibalis, they both bear those names. So you want to ask yourself, these are players playing for top league, RB Salzburg, AJ Algeria, the Varos player that is talking about the Portuguese league. And when you go to the first line, you still have a lot of players in the Spanish league. Okay, there's one Amar, like you mentioned, to the Spanish league, and the rest are from the one from Austria, the rest are from the French League on. It shows you
Yeah,
that
the
this.
rest. So I think they don't even. Funny enough, if you look at the squad from the goalkeeper who plays for Young African, um,
Yeah, one for
all the
Mambo
players
in
play
Sweden.
outside. All of them play outside, like Nigeria. All of them play outside Europe.
Yeah, two of the goalkeepers play in Africa. That is Ibrahim Monkolo plays with TP Mazembe, and Jigyun Diarra plays with Young Africa. Just one, Ishmael Diawara, that plays with Mambo FC uh,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Norwegian league.
Yes, exactly. So
So all of the players play up. So look, imagine the types of Czech Dekore or Crystal Palace playing there, playing in that team. It shows you that this should be a team that is gifted. But like I said,
yeah.
we did translate this to the field of play on that particular day. But I just hope they disappoint me by showing up when they get to the tournament.
I hope so. I hope so. They could. I hope they could. Well, let's move on. Let's quickly go to the other guys in the in the group. South Africa. Um, the Bafana. Uh, the last time they won it was in 1996.
Thank
Um,
God, and that was the time they hosted it.
that was the time they hosted it,
Who
and
knows if
Nigeria
they
were
had
not
not
even.
hosted it, if they could win it, if they would have been able to win it.
Nigeria didn't even participate in the 1996.
Nigeria, they are what's it called now? Albatross there didn't participate due
Okay,
to due to
let's
political
look at the
crisis.
Bafana. Let's look at the Bafana, and I'm just sorry to say, Bafana. I think they pride themselves as one of Africa's top teams, which I don't think they are, because I think for me they've been an average side over the years. I'm sorry to say this for the South Africans, to the South Africans. It's not a banter, but that's just the reality. Yes, they've gone to the Nations Cup. Yes, they've won some big matches. But outside the 1996 Nations Cup, which they hosted, they've not really um, gone big as a team. They've hosted the World Cup not too long ago, like 13 years ago. They've hosted the AFCON, but still, I just feel that the South African side are still an average footballing side, and also South Africa is still also an average footballing nation. Not to, let me just say it crystal clear. Let's forget about what they bring to us on the South African Premier League, but they are still an average footballing nation compared to the likes of Nigeria, Ghana, Egypt, Cameroon. They're still an average footballing nation. But coming to this World Cup, do you think they will also move a step further? Do you also think that this South African team has what it takes to even qualify for this group?
Okay, so South Africa is a team that we have seen grow um, year by year or 1 year at a time, um, from this team. that we used to know. After not participating in world football because of the apartheid regime, they were able to host it in 1996, big thanks to the late Nelson Mandela, and they won it. But since then, they've been the wives of Nigeria Super Eagles. They also became formidable and decided to also show us the stuff they are made of. If you remember the World Cup, the 20, I can't actually remember the actual World Cup now. One of our World Cup qualifiers that they defeated
Yeah,
us in Nigeria, but we were able to also. I think we played a draw with them in South Africa, but still qualified. I think for the Nations Cup, it was a Nations Cup qualifier, not a World Cup qualifier.
yeah,
Uh, so it shows you how far they've, they've come in terms of our rivalry with them. But now on the African stage, it has been very difficult for them. They've always not done better. Their record is not something that I want to call them a powerhouse. Yeah, no doubt they bring a lot to the table, and they are one of the best league in Africa.
yeah.
But I think a coach like Piso Bosimani should be handed over to again to take care of that country because he has got what it takes. I know Piso Bosimani has handled that team before, but he feels that he should go higher because his stake has got higher too after having won two CAF Champions League on the continent. He feels that he has been eyeing. Sorry, I have little flu. He has been eyeing
Oh,
a place with the Super Eagles recently.
oh,
So
really?
yeah, he has been eyeing the coaching role of Super Eagles. He has been eyeing it. I, for one, apart from politics and apart from pride, I think Miso should be given the opportunity rather for us going for people like what is his name now? Also Piso that has got no pedigree on the continent. Let's give people that
Yeah,
know the African football sector.
we'll come back to also Pesero. We'll come back to him. We will come back to him very very soon. Okay. Okay. Looking at this South
Sorry,
African side.
1 minute. Let me just blow by those.
Okay, sorry, I think you have to take a break. You have to take a short break. Okay, let's go for a break and let's come back quickly. Okay, welcome back, and it's still live on AFCON
Yeah,
TV.
thank you for having me
And
back. I
yeah,
needed that breather.
yeah, you have to. Yeah, yeah. Okay, kindly subscribe to Fantasy Football and never forget to hit the notification bell, please. Kindly subscribe and let's get the viewership up, please. Let's get it up. Okay, let's move quickly to the Namibian. They not really new to the tournament. I think this should be their fifth appearance, if I'm not mistaken. Um, uh, most people say that there are no winners in football, but according to one of our mutual friends, he said there are still winners in football. Um, how do you think this Namibian side will fare in this Nations Cup? Quickly, please.
They are the outsiders. in that team, in that particular group. And being a country that most people don't actually know their pedigree. If you ask an average football fan now about an Namibian player, no, probably they don't know even one player in that team. Despite my level too, as what's it called, as a sports journalist for years now, I won't tell you I know a particular Namibian player in that team. Unlike their neighbors, Zambia and what is it, South Africa. You get
Yeah.
so in terms of football in Africa on the continent, they are not a team that you want to say yes, they have so and so player. But being in a group that consists of Tunisia, Mali, and South Africa, the fellow South African nation, is going to be a tough one for them. And I want to see if they can create an upset because we saw little countries like Cape Verde coming to the Nations Cup, Madagascar coming to the Nations Cup. Madagascar
Mm.
even defeated Nigeria at the 2019 edition.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm always being careful when I analyze some of these teams that are underdogs because they can create an upset to a team, to bigger teams, and you hide your face at the end of the day. So Madagascar have always been eliminated as the first round. In 1998, they were eliminated. 10 years later, in 2008, they were eliminated. And 2019, they were also eliminated in the first round. So, meaning, is it going to be another elimination for them? Let's watch out.
Yeah. So you've declared them as the whipping boys of this group. Um,
Well, on paper, they might be the whipping boys. So, Mark, I don't put words in my mouth. On paper, they might be the whipping boys, but as the game goes on, as the tournament goes on, they might now become the wonder boys of the
I hope so.
tournament.
I hope so. I hope so that they can become the wonder boys of the tournament. Okay, quickly, let's go into before I take your. I think let me take your prediction. Let me take your prediction for this group. Who will be first? Who will be second? Who will be third? And who will qualify as the best loser? Sorry, and then who will be the whipping boy of the group?
Okay, for me, I think Mali will top that group. Then either of Tunisia or South Africa will play runner up.
Okay, okay. So that's settled for Group E. Quickly, this bonus segment. The Nigeria Super Eagles. Um, Even before the tournament has started, disaster left right center. You have our talisman from Bayern Leverkusen, Victor Boniface, out of the Nations Cup after a promising start to the season with Bayern Leverkusen. I think that will be a blow to Xavi Alonso and he feels his player will do go his player or that specific or Boniface brings to him in Bayern Leverkusen, and also a big blow for us as well because I wanted a situation whereby we play those two players up front with the likes of Boniface that can play even a number eight role and a striking role as well. And also you have an Osimhen who's strong, big. Uh, I just think that we should be able to play those two players up front. That is one aside. You have a team that is not prepared for this AFCON. Correct me if I'm wrong. A team that's going to this AFCON unprepared. That's what I see in the Nigerian Super Eagles. In every, I think I raised this issue up in the first show that we had for Group A, and I also raised this issue up with Nonso as well. I said we are going into this tournament and we are not prepared. I also read the article as well, the one you please go to fantasyfootball.com. You see OC's article there on. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And you raised some issues up. And I said, and the same issues you raised were the same issues I have this day. I looked at the goalkeeping department, so narrow. You don't even have, you show no confidence in the keepers we have on this squad. I look at the defensive and this, you have players that have not even played for their club for a long time. I look at the defense also. Some players are lacking the likes of this lad from Rangers.
Leon Balogun.
That just one Leon Balogun is missing there. You still have some players that you can even bring in, and you are bringing in some players that have not even started in their team. And sometimes you pride these foreign coaches, knowing fully well that they can stand their ground, knowing fully well that they can do one or two things. I don't just understand how how we could really go into this Nations Cup unprepared. That's how I put it. What's your take?
Okay, honestly, the Nations Cup is a tricky one for me, and I've always thought that when I gave up. Okay, I'm just trying to be careful. When my support for the Super Eagles dwindled to the lowest ebb was after I couldn't qualify for the World Cup. On paper, I thought we were going to qualify for the World Cup. On paper, I felt having the likes of Lukman, what's his complete name now? I keep forgetting his.
Yeah, how about
I don't know,
Ademola
Lukman,
Lookman?
Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Kelechi Iheanacho, Alex Nwobi in that team. I felt there's no team we'll face that we won't defeat. The individual talents in these guys are enough for us to go far at any tournament. That
Yeah,
was my thought. That was what I thought would happen. But along the line, it didn't happen. Along the line, reverse is the case. We are seeing something different. So it speaks volumes that despite the array of talent, despite the talented players we have in that team, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening in terms of making the player, making the national, the spectators, the supporters happy. Nothing is happening in terms of them saying yes, our team is doing well for us. It's so annoying that that most of us. So
Hello?
1 minute.
Hello?
Se amaghị ekete
Okay, come.
amaghị ekete nwaanyị taa mere. So sorry for that glitch there.
yeah,
So as I was saying, there is so much to be desired from that team that if we go to this Nations Cup, we'll end up not doing well. If we go to this Nations Cup, we might we might ask ourselves what have we gone wrong, and it has been staring us to our faces for a long time. The goalkeeping department is the biggest one for us. A particular musician, while joking, said he believes in the 10 players that we're playing. He selected his own 10 players on the pitch, but did you know what who he selected for his number one choice goalkeeper? He said it's only the blood of Jesus that can help us in the goalkeeping department. It shows you that the goalkeeping department is a department that is so vital, but we have not solved that issue there because the coach is so lazy about it. He keeps believing in Francis Uzoho, who has been a monumental disaster so far. Stanley Nwabili until recently was in the local league with Casino United after playing with Enyimba, Goland FC, and the likes. But
yeah,
luckily for him, he got snapped up by Chippers United in the South African league and is featuring for them now. He was given the opportunity to feature in the friendly game against the Guineans, whom we lost to. In that game, in the 14th minute, he committed an error that actually led to the first goal.
yeah.
And for some of us that have been campaigning for him to be given an opportunity, it was um, it was shocking because if we complain that Francis is error prone, why why can't we complain when another player commits error? So
Exactly.
the next person that needs to be tested should be a player like Olonloki Ojo, our former Aqua United goalkeeper. And Olonloki Ojo now is the only local based player in that team. Other than that,
Exactly.
there's no other local based player in that team. So I am worried. I am worried about our performance at the Nations Cup. I am worried being in a team that consists of the host nation. We should be worried.
It should be.
We should be worried.
Should be.
Equatorial
Okay.
Guinea. I've
What do you think about Hoso Pesero going? Because let me just pick a line from your article. Let me just see. And your
You
article,
don't even need to pick. Oh, you say Pisolo is not the right man for the Super Eagles. I want to mention that without any fear of favor, without any ambiguity. Also, Pisolo
yeah,
is way, way below the type of coach
that we
that should
need.
handle us.
But, but we gave him the job. We gave him the job. But
Because he showed a
so
certain amount of feeling,
why are
some
we
magic.
and, and we gave him the job based on recommendation from Jose Mourinho, the current boss of Roma. You said so. Pesero is another coach that, if not for the closeness with Jose Mourinho, will probably be calling for another specialist in failure by the current Roma boss. So it's whole you now you in this article have declared Pesero as a specialist in failure.
Exactly. He is. Because if you check it, he has not won anything tangible for himself as a coach in about maybe more than 2 decades of being a coach. It has always
So
been
where did we
disaster
get this
for
man?
him.
Where did we get this man from?
It has always been a disaster for him. The last national team he handled was the Venezuela national team. When last have you had anything coming out from that part of the Caribbean, of the Latin America, of Latin America? When last have you had anything?
Nothing much from there.
You say what?
I say nothing from Venezuela. Even
It
when he
tells
was
you,
the
it
manager,
tells you a coach is as good as his
he
last
has
job.
been he has been beaten. He has been beaten. I don't think he won any match in the
A coach is as good
Super
as his
League.
last match.
Yeah. I
I
don't think
mean,
he won.
he has lost about 6 games.
I just think that it was a poor management and poor judgment. At that time when we sacked Genetro, we could have just gone out there and looked for somebody. Yes, somebody. We have the white wizard there as well. Somebody that could really that understand African football. I think our next manager, the Nigerian next manager or Nigerian next coach, will be somebody that understands African football and somebody that has a plan. There should be a plan, not just we hire somebody. What do you bring on the table? What project do you have for this team? We saw managers like Roberto Martinez leaving Belgium after he tried and tried, and he saw that the Belgian, the golden generation of Belgium couldn't win the World Cup. Now he has gone to Portugal. He's coming up with another plan again. You need the plan. Our side of play also needs to change because I just think that we still have this side of play that is slow, that is not expansive, that is just there in terms of our football. You still have players we see also we have players that are individualistic. You also have players that depend, or you have a team that depend on how would I put it, on moment as well. We need that expansive team. We have a striker that can play expansive football. We have strikers that can pass the ball, dribble with the ball. But the problem is that we've we've not with the managers we've had over time, we've not been able to harness this team. We've not been able to suck out the best from this team over time. And that is what is even annoying me. And when you have a team that so much have been given, I would say in coach, so much have been given. You as a fan that have been following this team over the years should expect so much from that team as well. And that is what the Super Eagles have been all this while. So much has been given to them, and little they've given to us. Both
No,
not just from on the pitch, but also off the pitch. Because I'm pointing a finger at the FA. I'm pointing the finger at them because they've not been able to manage our football very well, both in the sides of the technical committee, also both in the side of who will be the next manager and what caliber coach coach we need in the Super Eagles.
okay. Honestly, I agree in totality with all you've said right now. The Super Eagles is a team that has always broken our hearts with these hardcore supporters and with the toxic supporter. When I mean with the supporters that have been in a toxic relationship with the Super Eagles, in the sense that even when they lose, we get angry, but want to see the next game. We just can't help it. We just want to see the next game. We want to see how they are going to play even the next game. despite the apathy they might be creating in us. Going to this Nations Cup, I am not putting all my trust in them. In fact, when last has been Super Eagles been formidable? Even when we won the Nations Cup in 2013, none of us saw that coming.
Yeah, yeah,
We didn't. It was a loose team. It was not a superb team.
yeah.
But the late Stephen Keshi, may God rest his soul, wumbled and fumbled till we got to the final and we won it. And how did we even win it? A Wonder Boy also came out of nowhere and back
From the local league, from the
from the
local league.
local league. And that team on record, since the time of Clement Westoroff, was the only team that has gone to the Nations Cup with about 7 local-based players. Every other Nations Cup we've participated in has always been maybe 4 or thereabouts, and they don't get to feature. But these guys were featuring. Mba featured, Godwin Obabona featured, Ejike Egweke featured, who
Yeah,
again? I wonder how I've even forgotten their names. They were featuring. They played in the tournament and were able to win it. So it's one thing that we've not been doing recently because the local league too is not even doing well. Kudos to the local league chairman, talking about my good friend and elder brother Otumba Gbenga Elegbeleye, who has been trying to sanitize that particular league, but still some of the clubs and some of the officials too are not doing well. Remember, there was a video I circulated also on the platform, on the fancy platform, where a game between Bayelsa United, who are visiting away to Shooting Stars, they were robbed. I want to say I make bold to say they were robbed in that particular team, in that game against Shooting Stars. The referee, the center referee in that game, should be banished from ever taking charge of a local league game. The manner with which he messed up that particular game speak volumes. Speak speaks volume of how bad
yeah,
some of these officials are, and that is why the league is not making progress. That's why the league, with the clubs that will win the league, will not go far at the Champions League and the
Champions League.
Confederations
Yeah,
Cup because
the cup
they want
competition.
to
Remember
expect that
that?
same yardstick. They want to use that same yardstick to go far in the in the CAF continental campaigns. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You always win on merit. So I
Yeah,
think we should first of all make our league reliant, make our league formidable, make sure our league is one of the best league. It's a shame that despite how popular we are, how populous we are, how the manpower we have got here, the political we've got, the grace we have got in this country, we have not been able to channel it into making sure our league goes to the next level. So first of all, a very league, a veritable league is one thing that we need to be able to take us to the golden generation of the Super Eagles, the golden generation of Super Eagles that won the 1994 Nations Cup with Clemens Fosterov. Other than that, we still come back here again and lament, and nothing will happen, Philip.
okay, good analysis from you, Osi, and I appreciate you for being here on the show. I will we'll have you on the show. I think on the we'll have you on the show to come and you and Nonso Arinze when we'll preview Nigeria Group A. We'll preview the individual matches, especially Nigeria versus Equatorial Guinea. I will have you and also over the weekend to come and give us your analysis. For today, you've broken it down, and I hope that at the end of the day, we that are Nigerian fans should expect less. Expectations should be less. That's just the truth. We should only go into this Nations Cup looking at the likes of Osime being doing well in their country, winning the African Footballer of the Year. That's not just it. The problem is that the team is not doing well, and the team has to do well from all ramifications, both on and off the pitch. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so
I'll have
much.
you next.
I'm sorry, I've been under the weather. As you can see, I have tissue paper in my hand. I've been dealing
Yeah,
with flu. I'm inside the house. I'm wearing jacket. I'm wearing head warmer. I'm trying to ensure the flu doesn't take hold of me and knock me out. So sorry, I've
Yeah,
not been. And again, the children also have not been helping matters. They've been coming in and out. I'm trying to change them out. So please bear with me.
it's one of those things. Yeah. So we'll have you. Please just go and read OC's article. I think we'll have more of those articles or more of his articles on.
Sure,
In fact, it
sure,
has
yeah. I should get more of that.
we'll have more of his article on fantasyfootball.com. You can go there and read the article about and other articles as well. This is a channel for everybody. We'll open the lines very soon for everybody to come in and say one or two things. Maybe once during this tournament, we'll just have an open line for everybody to come and say one or two things so that this is one family that is responsible. So please try and subscribe to Fancy Football, hit the notification bell, and never forget, oh Lord, to hit the like button as well. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I'll see you next. We'll see you tomorrow when we'll look at group B, and also we'll have Arome. I think Arome will be going to Abidjan. Arome will be in Abidjan, so
Oh,
hopefully we might
lovely.
have a call in with Arome from time to time so that he'll give us an update on what is going on in Abidjan. Maybe after each match or before each match, he'll give us what is going on in Abidjan. So it will be an expansive coverage, hopefully, for this. But we won't have any live coverage like last year. We won't have any because of we because of location on where we are now, and where I am and where OC is as well. So we won't have any live coverage of any event, but we'll give post and pre-match analysis of every match that will be going on in the AFCON. So thank you so much, OC once more,
Thank you so much
and
for
thank
having
you
me too. I'm grateful.
for those that are finding time to stay with us on the show. We'll see you tomorrow when we'll look at the final group that involve Morocco. I call Morocco. I think for me they are my favorite of the Rwanda tomorrow. Yeah.